Ilta, Poyu, how are you? And Lorelai, moi. Tulin takaisin Turkuun sunnuntaina. You're saying, I came back to Turku on Sunday. Were you still on like your winter holiday, Lorelai? And were you far away or just in like maybe in Helsinki or somewhere else in Finland? But yeah, how's everybody doing? We are already 13 days into the new year. I'm not processing time correctly. I feel I feel like it's both going by very fast, but also it feels like forever. I don't know if that makes any sense, but let's not get into it. Back to Aboensis from Sipo. Changed buses in Campi. Wait, what? Aboensis is the Latin? Or oboe. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, Campi. I showed that picture. Remember on stream, I thought for sure you guys would recognize the picture of Campi. I didn't show the picture. It was on the news. And I was like, come on, guys. I don't know. I thought more people in Finland would recognize what I think are common landmarks throughout Helsinki. But obviously, if you don't live in Helsinki, why would you know? Hey, 27, welcome in. Good to see you. So, today we are going to practice Finnish. And how would I say we are going to practice Finnish? Would I just say harjoittelemme suomea? Is that it? I guess you could say that aiomme harjoitella suomea. Because Finnish doesn't really have a future tense or... I don't think this is really technically a future tense in English. I don't really know how linguists classify this, but what if we just say we are practicing Finnish? Yeah, harjoittelemme suomea tänään, today. Boom. Harjoittelemme tänään suomea. Ja hyvää päivää. Minun täytyy puhua suomea enemmän. Minun pitäisi puhua enemmän suomea. I think you can also say minun täytyy puhua. But hey, JF, welcome in. Good to see you here as well. Oh, you posted a picture of the Compi terminal into Discord? I'm gonna look. Is it in general? Oh, of the sign or whatever. Yeah, Compi. But yeah, hyvää iltaa. I said hyvää päivää, right? I guess maybe I feel like in English you could still say good day even if it's already in the evening. I don't know. Maybe some English speakers would have a problem with that. But also I never say good day to people. That feels like something Australians would do, you know? Or like that's just not a common greeting in American English. Oh wait, Poyu. Okay, thank you for this. Minun täytyy means I must. Minun pitäisi means I should. What if I'm just saying I need? Tarvitsen puhua? What are the subtle, I guess, shades of meaning Um, but there you go. See, at least I tried to say a few things. I am mean. Is that a word? Vähintään. Why am I thinking I am mean? Yritin. Kiitos. Puhua suomea vähän. Oh. Ainakin. Why? See, Google Translate keeps changing it. Ainakin yritin puhua suomea vähän. But yeah. Australians don't speak English. I didn't say that. To need, yeah, is tarvita. Aiemmin. Aiemmin means earlier. Yeah. I've noticed this about my adverbs in Finnish are very confused. There are so many adverbs. And I struggle with remembering which is which. Yeah. Okay, let's watch the news. All right, let's do some listening comprehension. And I'm gonna pause the background music here. Hopefully, you guys will be able to hear this okay. Let's make sure. Yep. They changed the pictures at the beginning.
Uutisia helpolla suomen kielellä. Hyvää päivää.
Let's turn it off for a second.
Aluksi aiheena on satelliittipaikannus. Satelliittipaikannuksen häirintä eli GNSS-häirintä on kasvanut Suomessa viime vuosina.
Something has grown.
Häirinnästä on haittaa esimerkiksi lento- ja meriliikenteelle. Satelliittipaikannuksen avulla lentokoneet ja laivat tietävät tarkkaan, missä ne ovat ja mihin ne menevät. Maanmittauslaitoksen selvitys kertoo, että GNSS-häirintä on kasvanut ja se on yleistä etenkin Itä-Suomessa. Häirintä on lähtöisin Venäjältä.
I feel like I understood maybe 5% of what was going on. I only understood based off of the visual context clues. Obviously, it has to do with the plains, and also I did hear Itä-Suomessa or something like that. So in eastern Finland, and was there also something Venäjältä? Maybe some form of Venäjä for Russia. And I do remember in the news a while back, there were issues with GPS jamming from Russia on the eastern border in Finland's eastern border. So yeah, probably related to GPS and some technology and whatnot. But let's continue. Yeah.
Sitten uutinen Venäjä-pakotteista.
So something about the freezing weather?
Haluavat uusia talouspakotteita Venäjälle.
Pakotteita.
Suomi ja Ruotsi haluavat, että EU:n alueelle ei enää tuoda esimerkiksi venäläisiä lannoitteita.
What?
Ne myös haluavat, että eurooppalaisten luksustuotteiden vienti Venäjälle loppuu.
Exports, vienti.
Lisäksi maat ehdottavat EU:n satamiin palvelukieltoa laivoille, jotka kuljettavat venäläistä öljyä, kaasua tai hiiltä.
No
Suomi
idea.
ja Ruotsi haluavat kiristää Venäjä-pakotteita.
Why do I feel like I feel like in the news I was reading about a freeze or freezing weather is like pakko or like pakkasta or something like that. And that's why I was thinking of that, but I don't know pakkoteita. Maybe it's something else. Yeah, I probably understood even less of that one. Or I felt like I understood a lot of words that did not tell me anything about like what was actually going on, like little transition words, but not the actual vocabulary you would need to recognize. But yeah. Okay, let's continue. I'll read chat in a second.
Lopuksi puhumme kahvista.
Okay, here we go. I know this.
Suomalaiset
This is my claim to
hamstraavat
fame, by the way. I went into a Finnish grocery store. Yle is copying me. I kissed a bag of coffee, and that's my legacy. I peaked in that moment. I've never topped it.
kahvia enemmän kuin ennen.
Something more than
Hamstraaminen
before.
tarkoittaa sitä, että ostetaan kahvia varastoon monta pakettia, kun kaupassa on siitä hyvä tarjous.
What?
Esimerkiksi S-ryhmän kaupoissa tarjouskahvia myytiin joulukuussa noin 20% enemmän kuin vuotta aiemmin. Myös K-ryhmän kaupoissa on huomattu, että kahvitarjoukset kiinnostavat asiakkaita. Ihmiset hamstraavat tarjouskahvia,
That's the
koska
coffee I usually
kahvin hinta
drink.
on noussut paljon ja oma taloustilanne on ehkä tiukentunut. Rita Viikman ja Hannu Herlevi kertovat, kuinka paljon kahvia he ovat hamstranneet.
No, kehtaanko sanoa, mulla on varmaan 18 pakettia.
Ehkä siellä on varmaan 10 pakettia on yläkaapien ylähyllyillä.
Kauanko ne riittää?
Jaa, no, ehkä siinä joku kuukausi 2 kahvia menee aika paljon.
What? I feel like I understood more of that one, but I also am doubting if I actually understood it because did it say at some point that it was 20 or 25% more expensive for the coffee? But then it also said that Finns are buying more coffee than before. But that doesn't really make sense. If the price goes up, typically consumption goes down. So logically, I'm doubting myself, but like maybe it could just be the case Finns are buying more coffee anyways. I did not understand anything of what people said when they were interviewed. That was way too fast, way too casual. But this is giving you an insight into what my capability is. I probably understand maybe 20%. Okay, we don't need the weather stuff. We get that all the time. But yeah, okay, wait, coming back. Let's do it again, but with subtitles so that, and I might pause occasionally to try and read. But yeah, Lorelei, thank you for helping me here. The plows are leaving gaps in the fields in eastern Finland. Okay, I missed that, if that was what it was about. Not about the weather, it's just winter now. Pakkanen, I guess, is the frost. Is that the frost? Pakote is related to pakko. Pakote has been on stream. Kehtaa from kehrata in the spoken. I did think about this, but I didn't mention it. They are hoarding coffee from the sales. I didn't know that there were coffee sales. And obviously I didn't catch that from the program, but that would make more sense that because coffee is going on sale now, people are buying more of it. Also, kehrata is dialect dare/want to. The plows because GPS. What? I don't know if I understand what you mean by a plow. To me, a plow is what a farmer uses. Oh, is it the case that the farmers need GPS to be able to navigate their tractors? And the GPS jamming is preventing farmers from whatever plowing their fields? I don't know. Okay, let's do this again. I'm gonna take another crack at it. We'll take it a little slower. We'll have the subtitles.
Nyt uutisia helpolla suomen kielellä. Hyvää päivää. Aluksi aiheena on satelliittipaikannus.
Okay, so this is also one of the situations where, like, if I see a word written, I can guess, okay, this is a satellite paikannus, some type of positioning, right? GPS. But when I hear it, satelliitti, it sounds like it could just be two Finnish words, or like I don't see it as satellite.
Satelliittipaikannuksen häirintä eli GNSS-häirintä on kasvanut Suomessa viime vuosina.
Was it like the satellite disturbances have increased or grown, kasvanut, in Finland viime vuosina, like over the past year?
Häirinnästä on haittaa esimerkiksi lento- ja meriliikenteelle.
Oh, I should know what haittaa means. I always forget that, but it's like, yeah, the disturbances, or I don't know what the best translation is. The disturbings, the interruptions have done something, for example, to plane and sea transport.
Satelliittipaikannuksen avulla lentokoneet ja laivat tietävät tarkkaan, missä ne ovat ja mihin ne menevät.
Yeah. I forget tarkkaan. I should know that, but it's sort of like they know where they are going, or where they are, and where they are going.
Maanmittauslaitoksen selvitys kertoo, että GNSS-häirintä on kasvanut ja se on yleistä etenkin Itä-Suomessa.
Etenkin. That's another, I think, an adverb that I've totally forgotten. But it's saying, yeah, that it's grown, and it is usually in eastern Finland.
Häirintä on lähtöisin Venäjältä.
It's like the disturbance is coming from Russia. I guess, would it be more accurate in English to say GPS jamming? But haittaa is the opposite of hyöty. Well, I don't know what hyöty means either, so. We'll get to it though. I'm gonna look at the text more closely down here. as well, and we can actually translate it more properly.
Sitten uutinen Venäjä-pakotteista.
Okay, wait a second. So now the news about Russia pakote. What pakko? Why do I feel like pakko means a fear? Is this about fears about Russia among Finns? I don't know.
Suomi ja Ruotsi haluavat uusia talouspakotteita Venäjälle.
Oh, wait a second. This can't be about fear, because that doesn't. I don't know. Maybe Finland and Sweden want new, like economic. Is this like tariffs? Oh, I did see this in the news this morning. Now that I think about it, they want like more restrictions, I think, on Russian whatever exports. So it must be that, right?
Suomi ja Ruotsi haluavat, että EU:n alueelle ei enää tuoda esimerkiksi venäläisiä lannoitteita.
What? I don't know what lannoitteita is. But maybe it has something to do with natural gas or something.
Ne myös haluavat, että eurooppalaisten luksustuotteiden vienti Venäjälle loppuu.
They also want that European something. I don't know what this is. I mean, tuote is a product. So some type of product. The product's exports to Russia end. They want they want to stop selling things to Russia. Certain things. I don't know.
Lisäksi maat ehdottavat EU:n satamiin palvelukieltoa laivoille, jotka kuljettavat venäläistä öljyä, kaasua tai hiiltä.
Yeah.
Suomi ja Ruotsi haluavat kiristää Venäjä-pakotteita.
Kiristää. Okay.
Lopuksi puhumme kahvista.
Lastly, let's talk about coffee.
Suomalaiset hamstraavat kahvia.
What? Okay, I heard that when I first heard that, I was like, does somebody have a pet hamster that they're feeding the coffee to or something? I was like, hamstravat. Hamstra. What does that mean? Finns does this mean they are hoarding or buying in bulk coffee more than before?
Enemmän kuin ennen. Hamstraaminen tarkoittaa sitä, että ostetaan kahvia varastoon monta pakettia,
That they're buying many packets
kun
of
kaupassa on
coffee
siitä hyvä tarjous.
when at the store there's a good deal, a sale. I love this little boy just like on his knees holding onto the cart. So cute.
Esimerkiksi S-ryhmän kaupoissa tarjouskahvia myytiin joulukuussa noin 20% enemmän kuin vuotta aiemmin. Myös K-ryhmän kaupoissa on huomattu, että kahvitarjoukset kiinnostavat asiakkaita.
Wait. You know what? Okay. I'm not going to go through it all.
Hamstraavat tarjouskahvia, koska kahvin hinta on noussut paljon ja oma taloustilanne on ehkä tiukentunut. Rita Wikman ja Hannu Herlevi kertovat, kuinka paljon kahvia he ovat hamstranneet.
Oh, okay. So now
Kehtaanko sanoa, mulla on varmaan 18 pakettia.
She goes, I have varman. Does that mean at least, or does that mean nearly? Varman. Or does it mean like surely? Why do I feel like varma means to be certain? But yeah, I have certainly 18 packets of coffee.
Ehkä
Wow.
siellä on varmaan kymmenkunta pakettia.
Ehkä siellä varmaan on. He also said varmaan. On kymmenkunta. What? That's like 10 or tens of. He's saying he has tens of packets or dozens of packets, I guess.
On yläkaapien ylähyllyillä.
In the upper. Is it like he's saying in the upper cabinets, upper shelves?
Kauanko ne riittää?
How long do they last? Is that what that means? Kauanko ne riittää? Then wait, he's saying perhaps each a month too, or perhaps every month too.
Jaa. No, ehkä siinä joku kuukausi 2 kahvia menee aika paljon.
Yeah, he's saying like coffee goes quite quickly, or goes. I go through a lot of coffee. I mean, that's not a crazy amount of coffee to go through. In 1 month to go through a kilogram of coffee, ground coffee or whatever, that's not crazy. It would be a little crazy if then you went to work and drank coffee, and then you went after lunch and had coffee, and that was separate from the coffee you're already drinking at home. But yeah, I think I did understand that last one a little better, and being able to read the dialogue made it a lot easier than trying to hear what people were saying. Okay, let's put our Haunted Chocolatier background music back on. Oh yes, and hey Yuha, welcome in. Good to see you as well. GPS jammailu, jamming. That's pelko. Pelko means fear. You've encountered pakote in relation to Russia attacking Ukraine. And you put lanoite on the field? Is that fertilizer? Lanoite. Luxury. The picture of me kissing a coffee bag is now in the Discord. I'll avoid that. Tarjous kahvia. Yeah, coffee sale. Or a coffee offer, I guess. A kahvi on tarjouksessa. Coffee's on sale. Oh, varmaan means probably. Probably. Okay. Well, I was close with certainly, but certainly is more certain than probably. And Poyu, you have 10 packages of coffee? Wow. Varmaan in this case would be maybe or around. Yeah, if used, for example, olen varma tästä, it's a different word meaning I'm sure about this. So yeah, it's olen varma means I'm sure, but varmaan is more like maybe, which is not sure. I have a problem with this. Oh, your mom has 3 coffee bricks, Lorelai. You can't with filter coffee. What do you drink coffee, Lorelai? Or is there a different kind of coffee you prefer besides filter? Do you get like, what is it? Like espresso or I don't know. I'm a filter coffee guy. I firmly believe filter coffee is the best way to make coffee. All right. Especially for the average person. Like, unless you have, you know, a $15,000 or euro espresso machine, it's just not worth it. Like, you're not. I mean, look, if it's worth it to people, whatever. But in my view, also filter coffee is so easy to clean. Like, I hate coffee devices that involve lots of pieces, like the AeroPress. I am not a fan of the AeroPress. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't dislike AeroPress coffee. I think it tastes fine, but it's way too much effort. It's like you took a way of making coffee that was very simple, and now you've just overly complicated it. You've over-engineered it with these tubes that you have to push through, and no. People are like, oh, but it's lightweight. But I'm like, a plastic filter funnel is just as lightweight, if not even more lightweight. And you put it in, it's literally, you put it on top of your coffee mug and you pour hot water over it. Okay, look, I'm on a rant. I've never expressed these very strong anti-AeroPress feelings, but maybe it's also because the AeroPress has been so hyped up, and I got one and I was like, this, what? It wasn't really worth it. Also, people were like, oh, but when you're pressing down, it creates pressure, and the pressure changes the flavor. And it's like, not really. Like, you do realize the kind of pressure you're creating in an AeroPress is like a fraction more than the normal air pressure around us, compared to like an espresso machine creates 9 atmospheres of pressure. If I remember correctly, like that's why it tastes so different when you have like a really expensive machine. You're not going to be able to achieve those high pressures pushing a plunger down barehanded. I mean, come on. I don't know where this rant came from. I didn't wake up with a grudge against AeroPress today, but now I've convinced myself of it. Currently, I'm going to bed with one. Some people say bury the hatchet. I say if you don't have a hatchet to bury, then you might as well go out and look for one. All right, just go dig one up. You never know what you might find. You might find a nice hatchet. But yeah, they drink the tiny milk coffees, teas, and energy drinks. Oh, the energy drinks. I am so glad I dodged those. Those really weren't a thing when I was a kid or in high school. They kind of existed, but it was like Monster and Red Bull. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I did have a few in college when I would be like staying up late to write a paper. But I never had them just for like fun, I guess, or certainly not to wake up in the morning and drink an energy drink. No. Have I had Nokipannu kahvi? No, I have no idea what that is, Juha. It's also called cowboy style coffee. What? Is that where you just like where you basically brew it all in your mug with the coffee grounds at the bottom? Kind of like Turkish coffee? Lorelai, you think coffee tastes like rotten socks? Okay. I don't know who's making your coffee, Lorelai, but that's a little too far. Like when I make my coffee, I think coffee is so delicious. That's right. I'm grumpy because I don't have 18 bricks of coffee in the cupboard. Hold on. Let me show you my coffee. Okay. Hold on. Oh. Almost dropped it. This. Let me actually make my screen. This. Let's go back. Wait, no sound? 27, can you not hear me? It looks like I have sound. Oh no! Oh my god, OBS sucks so much. I don't want to repeat everything I just and oh man. You know what? Okay. Let's just be honest. Sometimes we're not good at things. And I had a moment where I was not a good host of the live stream. I admit it. I shouldn't be flipping back and forth between scenes. Hold on, wait, let me see if I can fix it. Can you guys hear me now? We're back. We're back. All right, I will give you the I don't know, the SparkNotes version. This is the coffee thing. It's more lightweight than the AeroPress. It's better. Enough said. You know, hey, if it's any consolation, whatever I said earlier was just not very well thought out. It was rambly, and you probably didn't miss much, is all I'm going to say. All right, there was no revelatory information, no hilarious jokes being made. This is the coffee that I drink on a regular basis and have been drinking for quite a while now, because Powell League makes a bunch of different types of coffee with whatever different locations. Like there's Brazil, there's a Reykjavik, like different cities, I think, as well. But this is the only one that they make consistently in the whole bean coffee. And I was saying earlier, I got a coffee grinder. That alone improved the flavor of my coffee immensely. I gave a very short lecture on the coffee, like that freshly ground coffee is really good, but only if you have a good grinder. If you're using one of those spice grinders, or it's almost like a little blender, then it does release a lot of like acidic or bitter flavors. So in that case, it can be better to just get your coffee ground and keep it for like a week or two. And in side-by-side taste testing, people tend not to dislike stale coffee as much as they dislike the bitter, acidic coffee from the uneven ground. So a good grinder, but good grinders don't have to be that expensive. I feel like my grinder, it was maybe like 70 euros or something. And it's an electric grinder. So I used to have a hand grinder, but that was not worth it. That was way too much work. And then I was saying that I saw this on sale, or I don't know if it's always on the price, whatever. It was pretty cheap, and I haven't seen this brand before. I also rambled a little bit about the name of the brand. You can see here it is Co-op, and I will always pronounce it as Co-op because, at least in the United States, there are grocery stores that are called co-ops, or like a co-op. It's short for cooperative. And it's a type of store that you can become a member of. And there was a grocery store like that when I lived in New Hampshire. But I guess you Finnish people will be like, it's Coop or Coop or something. I don't know. Anyways, I apologize for the microphone. It wouldn't be a Tyler stream without a microphone issue. Actually, we haven't been having that many microphone issues. Not since I downgraded my microphone from the expensive one now down to the cheapest possible USB microphone. It's the only one that works consistently. Oh man. Okay, guys. Yes, and I forget that in OBS every scene is different, and you have to like import all the whatever. So. And I never use that scene where it's just my face on screen. But I thought for show and tell today, I would do that. But it was more of a show and not so much the tell. Oh, but yeah. You say coop, coop. But apparently that is now it's the former Rainbow brand from which was the store brand from S Market. And now they've rebranded to Co-op or Coop, which I think is better than Rainbow. I think I remember all the Rainbow products, like they looked cheap. They just looked bad. I don't know how to say it. Maybe some were okay, but I always felt like I would take any other brand besides Rainbow. But now I see Co-op and I'm like, oh, actually, maybe I'll give that a try. Anyways, okay, let's actually get back to the task. We're going to be trying to translate a little bit here of the news. GNSS interference. Okay. I mean, yeah, I was looking for the word in English, but häirintä. I was like disturbing. The disturbing of whatever GPS or satellite signal. But yeah, interference. And then it's saying, yeah, the first topic is about satellite location or something like this. Satellite positioning. Satellite positioning, or the interference with satellite positioning, or GNSS interference has grown in Finland over the past year. Yeah, satellite positioning jamming, or GNSS jamming. So I did mention jamming earlier. I was like, I think that's the word we could use here. But yeah, or it's in recent years. I just see this and think last year. Because vuosi is a year, but vuosina is years plural, as opposed to vuosena. Is that how you would say? I don't know. Häirintä, not häirintä. I don't even know how I'm supposed to be able to say that. Häirintä, häirintä, häirintä. That's hard. That's häirintä. Viime vuonna would be last year. Viime vuosina. Viime vuotena is last year. You find your lack of GPS disturbing? Exactly. Häirinnästä on haittaa, esimerkiksi lentoja ja. But I already forgot haittaa, so let's translate that. The disruption is detrimental to, for example, air and maritime traffic. The interference is detrimental to, or what negatively affects? I don't know. What is there a better verb we could translate that as? But close enough. Satelliittipaikannuksen avulla lentokone. Wait. It's like, okay, with the help of satellite positioning, airplanes and boats know something where they are and where they are going. Is it like they know with certainty? They know exactly. Tarkkaan. Satellite positioning allows planes. That's okay. That's an interesting way to translate that. Because I see avulla and I see that as like with the help of. Like, but maybe yeah. It's like using satellite positioning, yeah. They know exactly where they are and where they're going. Yeah, I missed this. But it's some institute or something. Laitos. But yeah, a report or a survey of some kind from this organization, Earth something Institute, says that this type of jamming has grown, and it is usually, or it is common, Etenkin. I gotta look that one up. So yeah, a study by the National Land Survey of Finland shows that, and this GNSS interference has increased, and it is especially common in eastern Finland. Etenkin means especially. Se on yleistä etenkin Itä-Suomessa. It is especially common in eastern Finland. Häirintä on lähtöisin Venäjältä. The interference is it originates. The harassment originates from Russia. Interesting. Okay. On lähtöisin. Yeah, with the help of literally. The literal translation. Okay, so in this case, Maanmittauslaitos is land measuring institute. How did we say it in English? The National Land Survey. I actually went and I wrote about the building. I believe the original building for the National Land Survey, Maanmittauslaitos, because they have a bunch of statues on the outside of the building. The building is now, I think, home to the is it whatever the Ministry for Education and Culture now occupies the building, but the statues on the outside show, I guess, these figures they're holding the land surveying equipment, and like, I don't know, other kinds of tools that they would use for building and measuring. Pretty interesting. If you read that article, the article on Finland.fi that I wrote, that's about like, what title did we go with? But it was like sculptures and gargoyles. Yeah. But oh yeah, hey JS, welcome in. Good to see you. Oh, your board gaming was canceled for today. Okay, well, I'm sorry that happened, but also cool that you're able to join. You can download a bunch of map data from Maanmittauslaitos. You downloaded height maps of your hometown and then 3D printed them? Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone doing that, but that's pretty interesting. Yeah. That made me think about like I don't know, the house when I was really little that I remember growing up in. If there was like a 3D scan, or not a scan, but whatever, you could create a 3D model of that neighborhood and build it to scale. That'd be pretty interesting. Okay, here we go. Russia. I assume this has to do with like the tariffs, or like, if not tariffs, it's not tariffs. It's what? Just tell me what the English word is. Sanctions. That's it. The sanctions against Russia. Now the news about Russian sanctions. So yeah, Finland and Sweden want new economic sanctions on Russia. Yeah. Finland and Sweden want that the EU in place, alueelle, no longer product tuoda. Wait, to bring, that to no longer bring, for example, Russian something. What was this word? Finland and Sweden want Russian fertilizers, for example, to no longer be imported into the EU. Okay, in chat you mentioned it. Fertilizers. This confused me. But it's like, is this how you say this in Finnish? Instead of saying into the EU, you say into the place of the EU. Into the area of the EU. Or into the EU area, into the tuoda. Yeah. They also want that European product, some type of export end to Russia. Okay, someone mentioned this in chat, but I didn't connect it to the word luxury. They also want the export of European luxury goods to Russia to stop. Yeah, they also want that European luxury goods, they also want the export of European luxury goods to Russia to stop. This is okay. I hadn't thought about this grammatically, but now I'm noticing this and I'm wondering. The verb loppua is to stop. But in this context, it's like you're saying you want that it stops. Or you want it to stop. And a fun little linguistic fact about English is this is a good example of where we actually use the subjunctive for an English verb. But you wouldn't normally notice it because the subjunctive for like third person is the same as how it would normally look out. It's easier if it's like in second person, like you, like they want that you be good. Or yeah. Mom wants you would normally just say like mom wants you to be good. Mom wants that you be good. Or mom would say it is important that you be good. You be good doesn't sound grammatical. You would normally say that's wrong. As a sentence, it would be the wrong whatever. You are good or you were good. But in this case where it's following this it is important that you be good. That's the subjunctive. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe look, I'm not smart enough to be able to like give a very clever, coherent explanation, but it's something like that in English. All right, let's move on. This is Learn Finnish with me, not English. What, the spelling from the 2000s is leaking? What do you mean? I don't know. Want something to stop, in this case, vienti loppuu. An alternative way to say that without että is haluavat viennin loppuvan. Oh man. Sometimes you guys say things and I'm like, the grammatical ending you've applied, to me, it feels like that's as far away as Saturn. You know, like when am I ever going to get to that level of Finnish competence that I can juggle those endings? I'm still on like such basic stuff. But yeah, no, the point I was, maybe I got carried away trying to explain an English grammar that I wasn't ready or very good at explaining. In this case, it's interesting that to me, this looks like the present tense, right? Loppu, ends, but you wouldn't use the present tense in English. They want that it ends. They want it to end. But it's just a note. And I was making a note to myself that if you say haluavat että blah 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 loppu, not loppua. Because I would as an English speaker want to say loppua. Lisäksi maat, okay, additionally, countries are suggesting, is that what ehdottavat means? The EUn satamiin. I don't know. I know sata means 100, but satamiin probably has nothing to do with the number 100. Palvelu means a service. Kieltoa is a language. So something about the service languages. But I don't know about this kieli. Kieli is a language, but kielto is maybe something totally different. Because why would we suddenly be talking about service languages? And laivoille. Also, I totally forgot. I have no idea what that is. I know it's plural. Jotka kuljettavat venäläistä öljyä. Oh, this is just a mean word. Öljyä. Öljyä. Kaasua tai hiiltä. But yeah, oil, Russian oil, something. I feel like one of these might be natural gas. But I don't know, I don't remember. And doesn't this mean to cut off or to end? Kuljetta? Yeah. Yeah, you just have to speak Finnish until you start hearing what endings sound right. That's true. That is true, Juha. And sometimes I do challenge myself to do that. I sit down, I'll have Google Translate in front of me, but I will try to think in Finnish and talk. And if I can't figure it out, I'll put it in Google Translate or I'll look it up some other way. Sometimes ChatGPT can give okay translations. But yeah, to use loppua, you could say, going back to this one, right? Viennin pitää loppua. That the exports need or must stop. Yeah. Kieli is language. This is fun, Lorelai, for you. It's fun. Wait, is it fun for you to be watching me try to guess all the words? and constantly getting the wrong guess? Because I... Laiva. And wait, Laiva was in the previous news about GPS? Laiva. Oh, I just saw it right here. Hold on. Wait, what is it here? The satellite, with the help of satellite positioning, planes and ships. Ah, okay. Laivoille. Wait. Laivat means ships, nominative plural. But laivoille is like two ships or by ships, plural. Not really two of them, but by ships. I guess it's because the exports are being shipped on sea. Yotka, which are ending from Russian. Yeah, okay. Look, let's just get the English. In addition, the countries propose or suggest a ban on ships carrying. Oh, okay. So this does not mean cutting off, as I said earlier. It means carrying. So the ships that are carrying. And wait, they propose a ban. Hold on, what? From operating in EU ports. Oh, see, it's like now that I know what the word is supposed to be, I can backtrack it. All right, satama. Satama means a harbor or a port. So it's like additionally, countries are proposing 2 EU ports. Is this a ban? Is that what this is? The words get so jumbled around in the English translation. They propose a ban on ships carrying Russian oil. Yeah, this has to be the ban because there's no other word in here I think that would fit. But palvelu is service. But hey, Vlad, welcome in. Good to see you. And okay, kaasu is gas. Kaasua. And there was also, wait, transport. So I was wrong about something. I missed a couple corrections. Wait, laivat is singular? What are you talking about? That's singular? It says plural here. Oh, wait. Oh, no. I'm misreading what you wrote. You wrote laiva is singular. You were correct. I'm sorry. I'm misreading Finnish, not only in the Selko, but also in the chat. All right. By ships would be laivoilla. A palvelukielto is a denial of service. Like a DDoS attack. A denial of service. Well, except in this case, it's physical denial, not electronic. But yeah, a ban. In this case, the Google Translate uses ban, but a denial of service to EU ports, ships which are carrying Russian oil, gas, and something else I missed. I can't remember. What is that? Coal. Not your, yeah, Lorelei. It's not your fault that I can't read. Exactly. I'm dyslexic in Finnish, but only in Finnish. No other. But honestly, no other language challenges you to notice every freaking letter. Like English words are just there, and they're basically pictograms. You just see how it looks and you know the word. Finnish words do these gymnastics in the middle of the word. And it's like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to keep up with this? Yeah, okay. Finland and Sweden want kiristää. They want something. They want to do something to the Russian sanctions. I guess it's like they want to tighten. Doesn't this mean to tighten? Boom. I take my victories when I can. All right. And a denial of service in Finnish is palvelun esto hyökkäys. Like it's a denial of service attack. Right, yeah. So it's not a I guess a DDoS. Isn't it called DDoS in English? Like it has two Ds. Or maybe there's only one D. For some reason I remember hearing it said as DDoS. But maybe I'm just confusing DOS with D-Day or something. I mean, at this point my brain is just mush. So it could very well be that. Oh, and here I am like looking at but yeah. Finland's and Sweden's foreign ministers kertoivat, they said asiasta, about stuff, or they reported stuff turvallisuuskokouksessa. It's like in this case it's not stuff, it's like they announced or reported the matter, right? They told, like kertoa means to tell or to report, I think. So it's like, yeah, they announced it together during the turvallisuus is like safety, the safety kokouksessa. Why do I feel like that's a meeting? Some type of safety meeting. I'm sure there's an actual like official, I don't know, like an English translation of this, like a security cooperation or something like that. What is this? Salennissa Ruotsissa. Oh, so this must be the city or the town where they were meeting in Sweden. The foreign ministers of Finland and Sweden announced the matter at a security meeting. Is that what I said? I said like a security cooperation or something, but whatever. A security meeting in Salem, Sweden. There you go. Okay, DDoS is a thing. Okay. Oh yeah, and it's DDoS because it's a distributed denial of service. All right. Yeah, I couldn't remember what the first D would stand for. But also when I see DOS, I think of Windows DOS. That was the first computer I remember having as a kid. Well, I mean, it wasn't my computer. Like my dad had a computer and it had Windows DOS on it. And the crazy thing is, my older brother has kept all of the floppy disks, the games, and the boot up disks and everything from that time. And over Christmas, he was showing me some of the old discs and some of the old, like the first games that we ever played. Some of them were like educational games. Like there was a game called like Math Blaster. There was also like a spelling game I can't remember the name of. But the one I remember most clearly was the Flintstones. The Flintstones and the Jetsons. The two most difficult games ever created. And somehow marketed to children. Video game developers in the 90s had no chill. They were like, children, good luck. Good luck trying to beat the game. We never beat Flintstones. It was way too hard. It was just like a platformer where you just run and you jump. And you have to time your jumps and do these attacks and avoid getting eaten by the dinosaurs. It's like, it was crazy. DOS is disk operating system. Okay, that's what that stands for. Actually, floppy disks. We did have the big ones. Though I don't remember, because I know there have been multiple formats, not the small ones, not the smaller ones we did have those smaller ones later. My brother has a bunch of the smaller ones, but we do have some of the larger ones. And I think you would call those are they all called floppy disks? The smaller ones aren't floppy though. Are they called something else? What would we call those? I like this as a learn Finnish with me, but I'm asking you guys to tell me all these things in English. Because it's like, I want to call it a hard disk because it's not a floppy disk, but a hard disk makes me think of a hard drive, which goes in the computer and is a totally different thing, right? The command, I do not remember any of the commands. At least, no. You have the 5-inch floppies for the C64. Colloquially, the large ones were called lerppu, and the small ones were korppu. But the floppy name might have stuck. Yeah, I don't remember. But man, those were the days. Actually, I've been reliving so much nostalgia. I mentioned, I think on the last stream, I've been playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City, which was the first Grand Theft Auto game I played in high school, and it blew my mind. I had never played a game like that, but that's like an open world kind of, and you're running around and you have so much freedom to just take a car and go drive and just and wreak havoc upon the city, and the police chase you and you try to run away, and it's hilarious. And so yeah, I've been replaying it, and I've almost beaten Vice City now. I'm like, oh man, because I also have San Andreas and I want to replay that one. And then at some point, I'd like to move on to the GTA games I haven't played yet, like GTA 4 and GTA 5. I'm excited to play 4 and 5 because it's like I remember the jump from Vice City to San Andreas. Vice City I remember more fondly because it was the first game and the music was so good and the vibe. I really liked the 80s vibe. San Andreas was fun, but I don't remember it as clearly. I do remember it had a lot more capabilities with like flying planes, and there's like an Apache helicopter that you could do missions with. That was a lot of fun. Like it had a lot more. There was a lot. You could spend a lot more time playing San Andreas, but I didn't quite fall in love with it the way I did with Vice City. But anyways, I don't know what I'm going on about. Just just rambling. That's what I do. The hard ones are the diskette. A diskette. And JS, you feel that Vice City was the best GTA? Yeah, the setting is just perfect. I'm really interested to see what they do with Vice City in GTA 6. I think that'll be a lot of fun. But anyways, okay, let's do a speed translation. All right, we're gonna go quickly. We're gonna do this last section, and then I'm also gonna wrap up the stream here, I don't know, in the next 10 or 15 minutes. But yeah, kahvin hamstraaminen, the hoarding of coffee. It is hoarding. Wait, Is this actually related to hamsters? The way hamsters hoard food, like in their cheeks, for example? I have to look this up. Hamstraminen. Yeah, hoarding. The verbal noun of hamstrata. Borrowed from Swedish, from German, hamstern. It has to be from a hamster, right? Like to squirrel. To squirrel in English, you can use squirrel as a verb to say you squirrel away. But you have to say the away part. You squirrel away. You squirrel away some food or squirrel away some, I don't know, knickknacks. So it does come from hamster. That's really funny. I kind of guessed it. To be like a hamster. But anyways, okay. Lastly, we're speaking about coffee. Finns are hamstering away coffee more than before. They're hoarding coffee. Hoarding means that one ostetaan, that coffee is bought varaston, something, whatever, in many packets. Many packets of coffee are bought at once when the store is having a good sale or offer. Hoarding means buying many packages of coffee to stock up when there is a good offer in the store. Yeah. Okay, varasto is a warehouse, right? Not to be confused with virasto, which we've talked about, which is like an office or like a government office. Virasto, a bureau, maybe. Yeah, varasto is storage. Hoarding means that many packets of coffee are put to storage. They're stocked up on. Esimerkiksi, for example, S Group's stores, a coffee deal is sold during December around 20% more than a year ago. Aiemmin. S Group stores sold about 20% more coffee on sale in December than a year earlier. Okay, I was thinking about this verb for a second, but it's all good. Also, in K Group's stores, something that the coffee offers, coffee sales are interesting or attractive to customers. K Group stores have also noticed. To notice. Huomata. I know that word. Oh yeah. Also, in K Group stores, it's been noticed, or one has noticed that whatever coffee sales attract customers. Yeah, they are of interest to customers. The coffee on sale is on sale. Tarjous coffee on tarjouksessa. It's a little repetitive, right? Ihmiset. People hoard coffee, the special offer coffee. I don't know what's the best. They hoard coffee on sale because the price of coffee has risen a lot, and the economic situation, like people's economic situation, is perhaps like worse, or this isn't. Can this also mean like tightened? Tiukentunut. That it's become more, I don't know, tightened. It also means tightened. What was the verb we had earlier that means tightened? It was like Rikki something. No, not Rikki. Kirista. Look, I told you I'm dyslexic, all right? By the way, I'm not actually dyslexic. I don't have a diagnosis, but I feel it when I'm reading Finnish and trying to think of words. Especially when I mix up the letters in a word so easily. But yeah, oh hey, Helion, welcome in, good to see you. Yeah, it means exactly tightened. Yeah. This one. Tiukentunut. And so here we've got Rita Vickman and Hannu Herlevi say how much coffee they have hoarded. All right, these are I guess the two people that they interviewed. And here's this what kehtanko sanoa. Yeah, I've never seen that word. This is why it's so hard to learn Finnish. Because you learn Finnish like this, like real sentences. And then the way Finnish people actually talk is they say nonsense like this. What is that? To say. Something, whatever to say. Minulla on varmaan 8, no, excuse me. 18 pakettia. I have probably, I have around 18 packets. Dare I say it? Kehtaanko sanoa? Dare I say it? Dare I say? But yeah, Lorelai, you had mentioned earlier that this is kind of a dialectical thing as well. That means like, dare I to say. And kehtaaminen means something different in the eastern part of Finland than the rest. Kehtaa or kehrata is a funny one depending on the region. It can mean either being too shy to do something or being too lazy to do something. Ehkä siellä varmaan. Maybe there are around kymmenkunta. Something, I mean, maybe there are around 100 packets in the upper cupboards and shelves. Oh, a dozen. There are probably about a dozen packages on the top shelves of the upper cabinets. I did think that maybe hundreds was too much. But you never know. You never know with the news program. They might have found somebody who has a hoarding. I've been watching, what is it? Auri Katarina, and some of these apartments in Finland where people are hoarding and just living in like filth. Some people might have that many packets. Kymmenen. Oh wait, why did I say hundreds? Earlier I said tens. Tens of packets. Okay. Satakunta would be around 100. Wait, kymmenkunta. Does that mean around 10? Let's just see. About 10. Oh. So it does mean around 10, about 10. Okay. Maybe there are around 10 packets. And then on the top shelves of the upper cabinets. Okay, that I also mistranslated this a little bit. It's not two separate things, like in the upper cabinets and upper shelves. It's the upper shelves of the upper cabinets, which would make sense. Most people have the shelves in the cabinets, not like, well, I guess some people do have separate shelves. Kauan konerita. How far or how long do they suffice? How long do they last? And then this, I think, is just him thinking. But okay, if he's thinking, why is it written like this with a hyphen? Ya, what does that mean? Is this a common notation for, like, if you're just thinking ya, perhaps each month too. Coffee goes quite a lot. The coffee goes quite a lot. Yeah, maybe a month or two. I don't think that's a good translation. I use quite a lot of coffee. I go through a lot of coffee. Ya is pretty common. En kehta, I don't dare. I can't bring myself to. Well, I don't dare continue learning Finnish on the stream because we are done. Okay, we finished it. It took us a bit longer than expected. This was mostly my own fault for messing up OBS. And you guys didn't have any audio. I was muted for like a solid 3 minutes. I apologize. I'm sure that was very frustrating. You can rage, dislike the video, unsubscribe. But no, yeah, we are back in 2026 learning Finnish, continuing the quest. Yeah, I really want to push myself to learn more Finnish this year. Ja, and a bunch of other variations. All these would be just an onomatopoeic version of wondering out loud. Okay. But that's interesting. I mean, at least you guys are confirming that this is kind of a standard way of writing the sound that people will make. Like if we say or whatever. It's like when you start a sentence with well. Well, I don't know what to say. Lorelai, you've been entertained. Okay, good. I'm glad. But yeah, thank you guys. Thanks Poyu, thanks Yuha, and Lorelai, and Vlad, and Helion, and 27, and JS. Was JF here? Maybe J was here as I got to get all the J's included. Maybe one or more of the J's weren't here, but it doesn't matter. I'm thinking of you. And wait, JS, you're saying nice to see a noticeable difference in skill after being away for a time. Wow, okay. It's encouraging to hear that because I don't feel like I've improved. Like, the improvement for me is so slow that yeah, Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's tough to learn and not feel the progress, but at least you guys are noticing it. At least if enough time has gone by and you remember how bad I was before, I'm just slightly less bad. The muted time was your favorite, 27? Yeah, because you're the first person to announce it in chat, all caps. But that's part of my problem is when I'm talking, I can't read chat at the same time. If I look at chat, my thoughts get interrupted and I can't continue. So that's on me. All right. That's just a limitation of my ability. But yeah. Yeah, all right, guys. I'm gonna wrap up the stream here. Say thanks again. Let's see. This week, I'm gonna do a Stardew stream. The Stardew Valley Granny Challenge is continuing. We are over, I don't know, in total, I think we've put close to 100 hours into the challenge, probably around there. I think on the current file we are on is, we're over 50 hours probably. Maybe we haven't hit 100 hours total. I've probably hit 100 hours also thinking and planning and researching. The amount of time I've spent on the wiki looking things up. So yeah, if you like Stardew Valley or just want to hang out and watch me play a game and follow along with the lore, we are role playing as a grandma in Stardew Valley. So that's also part of the fun. You can join. We do that on Thursdays at 6 or 7 p.m. and I'll announce it in the Discord. And on other days in the evenings when I have time. Yeah. So I'm trying to get more streams in because one gaming stream a week isn't enough. Like, I feel like there's too much time that goes by the time I pick it back up and I'm like I'm rusty a little bit. I don't really remember what I did on the previous stream, and that makes it more difficult and less fun. But what's this? If you would stream in Twitch and had sound alerts there, Vlad, are you saying that you would follow more, you would more likely notice it when I go live? Is that what you mean? Yeah, there's a slow and steady progress, Yuha, exactly. Wait. Oh, it was Lorelai, Yuha, and you that were announcing it in chat. No, yeah. But it's good that you guys do announce it so that at least I have a chance to try and fix it before it goes on for like 20 minutes. And oh, JS, you're playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I've heard I would enjoy that. And you're 100 hours in. Oh man, you're a dedicated gamer. I can admire and appreciate that. Sound alerts for donations, etc. But you could set up an alert that people could trigger to notify you in Twitch. But yeah. Wait, Lorelai, I'm not muted now, right? You were referencing earlier. That could be kind of interesting to set up Twitch and to see if we could stream on both. Because I know you can now simulcast or whatever it's called. So I don't know, maybe I can look into that. But I might need to test things out and see. But anyways, guys, have a good rest of your Tuesday, a good rest of your week. And yeah, I hope that I'll see you again next Tuesday for another round. Episode 147 coming up of Learn Finnish with Me live stream. Goodbye.